Do you want your child to be able to do the right thing even when others aren't looking? And to have an internal sense of motivation and pride? To take on challenges because it's fun to them, because it helps them feel great? Then you're going to want to keep watching. My name is Nikki Morrow with To the Moon and Back Behavioral Consulting. And today, the topic I want to talk about is encouragement versus praise. I know, right? I used to think they were one and the same. What are you talking about? But studies have actually shown that they're totally different and they have completely different effects in the long term for our character and our motivation. So, in a nutshell, encouragement is focused primarily on the journey or the process to attaining a goal. And it is focused more on the person doing the process or the goal. Praise, on the other hand, tends to be more about the end task, the result, the end goal, rather than the journey. And it is also more focused on the person giving the praise or how they feel about the situation rather than the person doing the work. So I know it's kind of confusing. I was like, what? too, when I first heard it. So I'm going to give you an example. So a lot of us can relate, I know I can, to hearing a lot of praise when I was younger. And it sounded like, wow, you got an A on your project. You are so smart. I am so proud of you. It makes me so happy when you get an A on your projects or when you get straight A's. Great job. Okay, so that was praise. Encouragement sounds more like, wow, you got an A on your project? Your hard work really paid off. What do you think about it? How does it make you feel? Okay, so as you can see, with encouragement, it was more the emphasis was placed on you worked really hard. It was the journey, it was the process. And it was brought back onto the person doing the task on how does it make you feel that you got this good grade? So with encouragement, studies have shown that it really fosters this internal motivation, this intrinsic motivation to to strive to do good and take on challenges and to persevere through challenges. Versus praise, if used too much. I'm not saying avoid praise at all costs, because it's gonna come out. It comes out of my mouth still, and it's not necessarily horrible. But when it's overused, then it creates a dependency on external validation, and it creates this false confidence that is basically based on image. This image that you feel like you need to uphold. So, children that are labeled as smart, children that are labeled as being good at sports, these type of things all put kind of like this pressure to maintain this image. And it causes the child to be fearful of taking on any challenges that they may fail at, right? Because they need to maintain this image. And they're so extrinsically motivated by external forms of validation that they'd rather just stick to what they know they're good at, what they know they can be successful at, rather than constantly pushing themselves to strive to do better and not taking such a huge ego blow when they do kind of stumble. It's like, oh, okay, I stumbled, let me get back up and let me try that again. Let me try it a different way. And so, kids that are encouraged, that's the resilience that they have. They have that resilience to be like, okay, so what? I failed that time, but you know what? I'm gonna learn from that, and I'm gonna keep doing, and I'm gonna conquer it. And that is such a powerful way to go out in this world. If we can teach our children that how they feel about themselves is so much more important than how others feel about them, then we're going to give them a gift that can never be taken away. We're going to give them this internal sense of confidence, this internal sense of pride that they will take out into the world, and they will virtually be unstoppable. I mean, imagine as a teenager, if you can look back and remember being a teenager and this fear of what other people thought and this need to please others and to fit in, and how sometimes that maybe got us in trouble with peer pressure. It's if we give our kids this internal motivation, this internal sense of pride, then they're going to be a lot less likely to fall into peer pressure. They're going to be more likely to stand up to bullies, and more likely to, come to the defense of somebody that is being bullied. What more could we want for our kids than to give them this power, this kind of almost this sense of armor going out into the world of what I feel about myself is more important than what everybody else feels. I'm doing things, I'm accomplishing things because it's important to me, because I want to feel better about myself. I want to strive to be my best. And it's just such a powerful thing to instill in your child, is that internal drive, that internal motivation to do the right thing even when no one else is looking, because it's important to them. So I hope that you found this distinction very interesting, as I did, and I hope that you can carry it on towards, and being able to apply it towards your kids. You're not going to be perfect at first. Like I said, praise will still come out of our mouths, but if we can be more conscious of it and make sure that we're really trying to focus on giving encouragement, putting the focus on our children and how they feel about it, and the process rather than the end goal or the result, then it's going to work out much better for them in the long term, and much better for us as parents in the long term. So I hope you found this helpful and interesting. If you did, I would love it if you shared it and liked it, and left me any messages and or comments. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I will see you again next week. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.